I was looking around over there, and while I was doing that, my buddy took a closer look at this section and said that there's a manway here. It doesn't look great, but doesn't look terrible either. And he suggested that as an alternative to my route, and now that I'm looking at it, I gotta agree. It doesn't look bad, and it looks like it goes down, down, down where you want to go. So I'm going to start scrambling down this manway. And I hope it gets to something good. I've been making my way down these ladders here. That's where I've come from. They're pretty rotten, but I'm spreading my weight out, so knock on wood, so far I haven't brought anything down. Really sketchy section overhead. Huge slab resting on these rotten timbers. There's a look at the ore chute and a platform in there. There's an old shovel here next to me, which is kind of cool. Bust it off. Looking ahead, it goes vertical there, but I also think that might be the bottom down there. I just don't know yet, but I'm willing to give it a shot because I think even if I can't get back up that ladder, I think I can get back up by climbing over the rocks there. So I'm gonna see what I can do with this, but just want to show you what I was getting into before I did so. It was a lot worse than I expected, but I was able to drop down through that stuff. Getting out may be a bit sporty, but there's no way I can't run this one out. This would consume me if I didn't see what was down on this one. It was incredible. Remains of a shovel there. Now, the good news is behind me. This has got to be the main haulage adit. And it looks open in that direction. And it looks open in this direction. So, very excited about what may be here. It's just incredible. That's miner's graffiti, but I don't know what it is. Interesting note, look at the water line in here. That is neck level for me. So glad we are not in neck deep water right now. All right, I'm gonna run this out. I think I'm gonna go to the left first. I wanna see how far back this goes. Going to the left. It usually amazes me what some of those small little prospects or little air shafts or whatever drop into, but this one really takes the cake. My expectations, I brought hardly any gear. Okay, this is interesting. I did not expect this. So this is not haulage, at least this section. The haulage must run underneath that section I dropped down. But going to the right, I wonder what that ties into. I don't know if I'm able to or want to crawl under that ore chute. I scrambled down. I really don't know because I don't know if that's possible. See, it's all filled in with mud and rubble. Oh, maybe I can. All right, I'll give it a shot. Hold on. I crawled through that to get to the other side of the ore chute. Look at the size of those timbers on the ore chute. Those are some of the biggest ore chute timbers I've ever seen. Those are mature tree size. Just incredibly huge. I wish there was somebody there to provide some scale for that. Anyway, I did make it over. And another drift here. This would appear to be the haulage for all of these stopes. Of course, what that means is that there's all kinds of debris on the bottom here. See what I mean? I have to climb over all this crap, which that's not much fun, but I will. There's one of the stopes here. Runs up there. I just see a solid band. Of course, all quartz up there. See that? It's insane. Oh man. There's no point in me filming myself crawling over these collapses. It's going to be tedious and time consuming, so I'll run this out away and check in if I find something good. Working our way through this presumed haulage adit, and I had to point out the size of this quartz boulder that ripped out the bottom of this ore chute. That's easily 5 feet across. Those are 8x8s. Really massive ore chute. And that one quartz boulder sheared off, just obliterated it and crushed everything down. That's pretty wild. Now, this keeps going, if I can get up there without falling. See, it runs ahead. That's possibly as far as we can get there. I'm not sure yet. But I also noticed that it drops down in front of me. So I'm not sure what the situation is there. I'll probably have my buddy wait and I go scout that out. It may not be worth it for him getting back there. But I'll go check. There's my buddy crawling through what I just crawled through. Not much fun at all. Now, I thought that boulder in the ore chute was big. Look at that one. That's my buddy there. Look at the size. That's only a piece of it too. Look at the size of that quartz boulder. All jammed up in there. That's crazy. Now this vein continues over my head. It keeps running back this way. And down. Now what's interesting is that, okay, that's caved, right? Can't really get through that, but look at that. We might have got around that way. Even more significant perhaps is these stopes keep going. I thought we were on the haulage at it, but we weren't. Well, we were on a drift level, but things keep dropping down. You may not be able to tell, but that's water. I think that might be a grizzly right there. I can't tell. It looks like a giant grizzly.
I think that's a grizzly.
Yeah, my buddy confirms his impression that's also a grizzly. Presumably, there's another drift level down there, but it's, well, mostly flooded. I'm going to look ahead first and then try dropping down this and seeing what the deal is with this. I was thinking that we were on the main haulage at it, but it doesn't look like it. Here's a closer look at that collapse that was in front of us. Typical failed ore chute. Quite often that blocks us in a mine, and you can sort of see some gaps around the edge, but that probably would have blocked us because there's some big boulders in it. However, in this instance, I'm going to try skirting around the side, and if I fall, it shouldn't be fatal. That is steep. There's that grizzly again. Just for, in case you hadn't noticed, this is all quartz. This is a gigantic, gigantic band of quartz running all through here, and here, and here. This is, what would you say, 8 feet wide right there?
Bigger.
Bigger, he says bigger.
A little lower, it's like 10, 11.
Yeah. 10, 11 feet at a lower point. Unbelievable. Alright, hopefully I don't slip and fall. But if I do, I'll be on camera. Ah! I did not, but I'm also not going any farther because it dead ends. I thought that wrapped around. Okay, well, I'll take another look at that ore chute, but I don't think I'm getting through that. And now, might drop down from this side actually. Go out the other side on this one. One way or another, if we don't figure out a way past that collapse, I'll rejoin you down there somewhere. All right, we're at that collapse, checking it out, and I don't know if the camera's picking up or not, but looking through this gap here, maybe 40 feet ahead, is caved completely. So no bad feelings about this one. I'm glad that we were able to confirm that, because that would have been eating at me. I wonder if I could have gotten through this, but that is just done up ahead. That's my buddy's light up there. Slid down through all this mud, and it is mud. Everything's covered in mud. So obviously, well, you can see how muddy I am getting. Obviously the water's sitting down here a lot of the time. Now, that's not a grizzly. Those are all wood, which is confusing. And if you look to the left there, that black void, who knows how far down that goes. Kind of wish I had an ROV or something right now, but there's a black void right there. It looks like it keeps going. I just have no idea how far down this might keep going. See the dynamite boxes in the water there? To my left, the stope just ends through there. This is all quartz, in case I neglected to mention that. I'm just in a big blob of quartz right now. I can only imagine how rich this must be. There's some stuff dropping down here as well. I want to get eyes on that, but I have to climb up and over in that direction where those stoles are. So I'll pick up somewhere over there. I was just over there a minute ago, having a hard time keep my balance on this mud. See how slick that is? It's really slippery. Looking ahead this way, I think that's the end right there. I think that's a continuation of the stope, and I think it ends right there. Either way, there's no way I can get across this slippery mud to get over there. Looking down in the water, it looks like there's a wooden platform. I'm holding it at a weird angle in now. It looks like there's a wooden platform down there with a square dropping down below. It looks all filled in with material. So that's what's down here. Now, gotta make, oh, if I don't fall down. Now I gotta make my way back up, and we need to follow this drift out to our right as we were coming down. We're back at the ore chute and manway we accessed this level from. Remember, it came down through there. We just looked back that way. You remember I looked down here when I first came in because I thought that this was the haulage adit, which it wasn't. And now we're gonna run this one out, see how this looks. It's definitely muddy, but you can walk upright, which is nice. So I'll take it without complaint. Just seeing if there's, yeah, there's some quartz in here as well. It's just quartz everywhere. It's insane. We'll catch up to him and see how things look. Came from that direction.
No, wet. God damn it.
Well, as long as you're wet, you might as well walk it out.
Only one boot's wet.
Came from that direction and have hit a wet section, and unfortunately, we don't have the waders with us. He's going ahead. He was chancing it. He got one wet boot.
Face.
Which direct? Up to the left?
Right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's just standing water in my boot.
Well,
A face and a collapse that we, from right here, could crawl through, but it'd be a Timmy hole.
really, you want to get a close? Since you're already wet, you want
Nope. I got one boot wet. I'm gonna wear these tomorrow with mine.
Ah, that's a good point. Well, you gained a couple turns for doing that one. This is a long climb out.
Yeah. More water in the boot.
So is that one ahead? The Timmy hole is a reference to a guy we worked with at the mine, one of the drillers, who's absolutely fearless and just, even without a light or anything, he'll plunge into anything. Is that a no-go? Like, are you calling it
I
done?
wouldn't do it, no. I don't think you would either.
Okay.
And I think it just goes up into the stoping.
Yeah. You know what that means? What that means is that this is not the haulage level. The haulage level's down below, which is nuts to think about. That's crazy. So this was just a sublevel of sorts, a giant sublevel, and all that material kept dropping down the stopes. That's crazy. Oh man, that sucks. You did the right thing though. We can call this one done.
No, there's another drift.
Oh yeah, we can call it. We've gone as far as we can to the bottom. We still have that one that we hit on the way in, but we'll check that out. But at least we can call it bottom. We bottomed out. That's what I'm trying to say. We bottomed out on this incredible mine. And if this is as low as the water is, even in the middle of a drought, I don't think we're going any lower. Back at the ore chute and manway, we drop down and start making our way out. I'm looking almost straight up, so Gonna try climbing up this pipe on the left and then work my way through those rotten stoles up to that point and start heading out. What an amazing mine. This is the top of the ore chute and the manway we just dropped down. Something I meant to show you earlier but forgot to because I was caught up in the excitement of the moment. Was this metallic sand right here. I'm not sure if that's, it looks like pyrite. Yeah, I think that's almost right. We thought maybe galena, but this is all pyrite sand. I really hope that's sparkling as it's coming across on the camera. There's some pretty big chunks. I see where my index finger is. Pretty big chunks of pyrite in there. And that's all just dribbling out of this notch right here. Isn't that crazy? I've never seen pyrite sand like that before. All right, I caught my breath enough. I think I'm gonna keep climbing out. Next level up and stopping to catch my breath again. We're back at that metal chute you saw dropping down. I talked about this before, or mentioned it before, but what I didn't mention were what we're calling rust clams or rust mussels here, because tell me they don't look exactly like that. However, if you break one off and look at it, it's metallic. So somehow the water in here is fusing with all the minerals and making these rust clams, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. Have you guys? Tell me, I mean, it doesn't look like a shell right there. But it's not, I assure you. Pretty wild. All right, when I pick up next, I think I'll be at that drift we need to check out.